Imagine a world where every project you work on has an unlimited budget, all the resources you could possibly hope for, and your boss stops by and says, "Hey, finish it when you finish it." That would be an awesome world, but unfortunately, that's not how projects work. We have deadlines, we have budgets, we have other limitations that define how we work and make project management challenging. Today, I want to talk to you about project constraints, specifically triple constraints: scope, time, and cost, and their relationship with quality, risk, and resources. These are those common limitations, these major constraints that we all have on most of our projects that we have to keep in balance and manage throughout the project. And the basic concept here is that any change to any one of these constraints has a potential impact on any or all of the other ones. So let's say we own a restaurant, PM Eats, and we want to increase revenue. So we come up with the idea for a interior renovation project. We're going to modernize the kitchen, we're going to expand the dining room, and we do some analysis and research, and it suggests that we could expect a $30,000 revenue increase within the first year of completing this renovation project. And our cost estimates show it's going to cost about $20,000 to do the renovation. That leaves us a very nice profit of $10,000. So from a financial standpoint, this return on investment looks pretty good. We're excited about this project. And this $10,000 becomes our target, our goal that we're shooting for. It's the financial justification for why we're doing this project. We call this our expected benefits. And let's clarify what's in scope and out of scope for this project. So we committed to that it's only about the interior renovation. We're going to modernize the kitchen, expand the dining room, make improvements to the restroom. We considered painting and signage on the exterior, but we decided, no, that's something else. We're not going to do that now. We might revisit that later, but for now, we're just going to focus on the interior. So we collect our requirements for the interior renovation project, and that helps define our scope of work for the project. So now we have an idea of our scope of work. We figure out, well, what's a reasonable timeline? What's a reasonable budget? Is the $20,000 enough? And in order to do that, we would be making trade-offs with quality, which fixtures we have in the kitchen, what quality management efforts, the quality checks, the quality testing, we're going to build into our processes while we're managing the project. We make similar trade-offs with risk management. How much risk exists in this project, and what is a reasonable amount of effort to do to manage that risk? Trade-offs with resources. What resources are available to us? What human resources are we going to hire in order to do the work? What supplies, what equipment do we need? So we find a nice balance between all these based on the information we have at this point in time. And we also want to make sure it's in balance with our ultimate goal of this $10,000 profit. So based on the information we have at this point in time, at least on paper, everything looks in line with each other. So we move forward, we do some planning, and we start doing the work. And then one day our boss shows up and says, "Hey, let's do that exterior after all. It makes sense to do it all together. Let's just do it." If we drop everything and just do it because our boss asked us to do it, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to run out of time. We're going to run out of money, or in order to stay on schedule and on budget, we're going to cut quality so much we're just going to have a crappy renovation job that's not going to get this $30,000 in revenue and this $10,000 profit that we're shooting for. So what we do is we pause, and before we commit to this exterior part of the project, we evaluate, well, what does this mean to the timeline? What is a reasonable budget to finish this? What are the new trade-offs with quality, with risk, with resources? And is it still in balance with our goal of making a profit on this? So let's look at a couple different scenarios. Scenario one, we do some research analysis that if we include the exterior, it says no significant increase to the revenue, that we still expect about a $30,000 revenue, but there's going to be a $10,000 increase to our cost. So $30,000 in cost, $30,000 in revenue, we've effectively eliminated our profit. So there might be other variables that we want to consider, but from a financial standpoint, there's no incentive for us to do the exterior part of the project. But let's look at scenario two. So say we do research and analysis, and it suggests that we're going to get an additional 20,000 in revenue by doing the exterior, bringing our total revenue to 50,000 in the first year. And our cost are 30,000, the 20,000 for the interior, 10,000 for the exterior. Here, we've doubled our profit from the original. The profit is now 20,000. From a financial standpoint, that is a great incentive. So we'd most likely say, yes, let's include the exterior. We're going to make a bigger profit. So the ultimate idea here is keep all these constraints in balance with each other. Make sure they're in balance with your ultimate goals, these expected benefits that you want to make. It's a way of working where you're always keeping the end goal in mind, that end goal, these benefits that you've listed, they're always informing every decision you make and every change request that comes along to make the right decision. And if you're managing an investment project like this example was, you're truly managing it like an investment.